Nearly 70% of engine wear happens right after an oil change, not because of bad oil, but due to this 5-minute step almost nobody does. Think the job is done once fresh oil is in? Wrong. Your engine is vulnerable, as the oil hasn't fully circulated yet. Pressure isn't stable. But your dear mechanic is not going to tell you this, because he is earning $2,000 each day for hiding it. This is why, in this video, I'll show you simple habits that will double your engine life. And the third one? Most owners skip this, which alone costs you $1,200 in repairs. Number 10. Let the oil circulate before revving. Here comes the most important one. This is the most common mistake I've seen coming in the workshop on a daily basis. Fresh oil goes in, the engine starts, and most people press the accelerator right away. It feels normal. Nothing seems wrong. But this is exactly where problems begin. Even in a Toyota, oil doesn't reach every part of the engine instantly. It takes a few seconds for the oil to move through the filter and reach important parts like bearings, camshafts, and the VVT system. In those first 5 to 10 seconds, some parts are still not fully protected. Now, if you rev the engine during that time, those parts are moving faster without proper lubrication. That's where silent wear starts. You won't notice it today, but over time, it adds up. Here's what honestly works. After every oil change, just let the engine idle for about 30 seconds. Don't touch the gas, just let it settle. It's a small habit, but it's one of those things that helps a Toyota go from 150,000 miles to 300,000 miles without major engine problems. Number 9. Prime the system with a gentle drive. Alright, here's something most drivers don't think about. The oil change is done, and then either the car gets pushed hard or it just sits parked. Seen both plenty of times in the workshop. But your engine isn't fully protected yet. Fresh oil needs a bit of real driving to circulate properly. It has to reach parts like piston skirts, timing chain tensioners, and VVT components, and settle at the right temperature. Idling alone doesn't do that. From experience, the Toyotas that get a calm 10 to 15 minute drive right after service always run smoother. No hard acceleration, no high RPM, just easy driving. Because when oil is still cold and thick, pushing the engine forces it through tight spaces where it doesn't flow well. That creates extra wear. Oil analysis even shows up to 30 to 40% less wear metals when engines are treated gently after service. So the simple advice is, after every oil change, take your Toyota for a relaxed drive. This small habit keeps the engine quieter, cleaner, and healthier for the long run. Number 8. Recheck the oil level the right way. After an oil change, most people pull the dipstick once, see the oil near the full mark, and move on. It feels like enough, but from what's been seen over years working on Toyotas, that first check can easily fool you. Fresh oil doesn't instantly spread everywhere inside the engine. It still needs time to fill the oil filter, travel through the pump, and reach the top end. Things like camshafts and small oil passages. Until that happens, the level you see isn't the final level. Seen cars come back with early wear issues even though the owner did everything right. The problem? The oil level was never properly settled and rechecked. The better way is to fill the oil, start the engine, and let it idle for about 30 seconds. Then switch it off and give it at least 5 minutes to settle. Now, check the dipstick again. That second reading is the accurate one. Missing this step can leave your engine slightly low on oil, and over time, that's enough to cause serious damage. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Number 7. Always check this $1 washer to save your engine. Alright, this is one of those small things that causes big problems. Seen it happen more times than expected. A Toyota comes in with engine noise or even complete failure, and the cause turns out to be a tiny oil leak from the drain plug. Here's what most people don't realize. That drain plug uses a soft crush washer to seal properly. Once it's tightened, that washer is done. It's meant to be replaced every time. But in a lot of quick oil changes, it just gets reused. The problem? It may not leak right away, but over time, it can slowly drip oil. Sometimes you won't even see a puddle. Still, the engine can lose up to a quart over 1,000 miles without you noticing. And at highway speeds, even a small drop in oil level can reduce pressure fast enough to damage bearings. Here's the simple habit. After every oil change, make sure the drain plug area is clean, properly tightened, and quickly checked again after a short idle. That tiny $1 washer is what stands between your engine and a very expensive repair bill. Number 6. Avoid this filter seal. Mistake. This one can destroy an engine fast. Seen it happen, especially after rushed oil changes. Every Toyota oil filter has a rubber gasket that creates the seal. That thin ring is what holds your oil pressure in place. But here's the mistake. Installing the filter with a dry gasket. When that seal is dry, it can twist or pinch as you tighten it. It may look fine at first, but once the engine starts and pressure builds, especially during cold starts where it can hit 60 to 80 pounds per square inch, that weak seal can fail suddenly. There's also another issue seen in the workshop. Sometimes the old gasket sticks to the engine and a new filter goes on top. That double seal almost always leaks. Here's the simple fix. Before installing the filter, just rub a little fresh oil on the gasket, then tighten it by hand. No tools needed. That thin layer of oil helps the seal sit properly and hold pressure. It's a tiny step, but it's what keeps your engine protected instead of emptying itself in seconds. Number 5. The reset. Most people forget after an oil change. Alright, the oil gets changed, everything is fresh, but the oil life system is never reset. Seen this a lot with Toyota owners. The reminder light comes back early or sometimes way too late, and people just ignore it thinking it's a glitch. But it's not just a reminder. Modern Toyota engines actually track oil life based on how you drive. Things like temperature, RPM, trip length, and engine load. If you don't reset it, the system keeps using old data from before the oil change. That means your car is making decisions based on worn-out oil, even though you just replaced it. From experience, this leads to missed service intervals by 2,000 to 4,000 miles, and that's enough to start sludge buildup and extra wear on timing components. The fix is simple. After every oil change, reset the oil life system through the dashboard settings. Takes less than a minute. It may feel like a small step, but it keeps your Toyota system in sync with reality, and that's what helps it stay reliable long term. Number 4. Inspect the PCV valve. It is the most ignored parts on a Toyota engine, but it causes a lot of serious problems. Talking about the PCV valve. Seen this many times in the workshop. A car comes in with oil consumption, sludge buildup, or even leaks, and the root cause ends up being a clogged PCV valve. Here's what it does. The PCV valve controls pressure inside your engine. When it's working properly, it lets harmful gases escape. But when it gets blocked, pressure builds up and starts pushing fuel vapors, moisture, and acids back into your oil. That's when the oil starts breaking down faster. On engines like the 2AR, 1NZ, and 2GR, this is a common reason behind sludge and valve cover leaks. The good part is, it's very easy to check. Just remove the valve and shake it. If it rattles, it's fine. If it feels stuck or silent, it needs replacing. This is a $10 part, but ignoring it can lead to $1,000 to $3,000 repairs. Clean oil won't stay clean if pressure inside the engine isn't controlled. Number 3. Check for valve cover leaks. There's no puddle on the ground, no warning light, nothing obvious. But in the workshop, it shows up all the time, especially on Toyota engines with some miles on them. Talking about valve cover leaks. Here's the tricky part. The oil doesn't always drip down where you can see it. Instead, it lands on hot engine parts like the exhaust, where it burns off instantly, so you never notice it. But that heat slowly damages nearby components. Seen ignition coils soaked in oil, wiring getting brittle, and oxygen sensors failing early because of this. On cars like Camry, Corolla, and RAV4, this is a very common cause of misfires. The good thing is, it's easy to catch early. After every oil change, just take a moment to check around the valve cover. Look and lightly feel the edges. If it feels oily or slick, there's already a leak starting. Fixing it early usually costs around $40 for a gasket. Ignore it, and it can turn into $600 to $1,200 in repairs. Oil leaks never stay small. They always spread. Number 2. The carbon cleanup. This is something seen especially on cars that do short trips. The engine gets regular oil changes, everything looks fine on paper, but over time performance drops and oil consumption starts creeping up. The reason is carbon buildup. When the engine doesn't get fully warm, carbon starts collecting around piston rings, oil control rings, and small oil passages. And once it hardens, fresh oil can't clean it anymore. Seen engines where rings get stuck because of this, leading to oil burning and even timing chain noise. Some tests have shown engines losing 10 to 20% of their sealing efficiency, even with regular oil changes. Here's what helps. Before draining old oil, using a gentle engine flush can soften these deposits so they come out with the old oil. It doesn't take long, and it makes a big difference over time. This isn't something needed every oil change, but doing it at proper intervals keeps things clean inside. Because once carbon hardens, no oil change can fix it, and that's when real engine problems begin. Number 1. Look for the foamy oil problem. This can damage an engine very quickly if ignored. Seen a few cases where everything looked normal from the outside, but inside the oil had already lost its ability to protect. Talking about oil aeration, when oil turns foamy, here's what happens. If the oil is overfilled, the wrong viscosity is used, or the engine is pushed hard before warming up, the oil can mix with air and turn into foam. And the problem is, oil pumps are designed to move liquid, not air. Once air bubbles get into the oil, they collapse under pressure. That breaks the protective oil layer between moving parts like bearings, camshafts, and piston skirts. Testing has shown aerated oil can lose up to 50% of its load-carrying ability. That means parts are basically running unprotected. Here's what to watch for. If you ever see bubbles or froth on the dipstick, don't ignore it. Drain and refill with the correct oil level and type. Because foamy oil doesn't protect your engine, it slowly wears it down. If you enjoyed this video, do watch this Japanese habit video on the left. It is a secret that can take your Toyota Cross 700,000 miles. See you in the next one.